Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here for this Thursday afternoon newscast. I'm Jason Whiteley in for Jason Wheeler. Right now, Wheeler is in Slovenia, just next to Italy there, where Luka Doncic is from. Doncic's friends and family in Slovenia are closely watching him and the Dallas Mavericks take on the Boston Celtics in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Its tip-off is less than 3.5 hours from right now, tonight at 7:30, and the game, as we mentioned, right here on WFAA. Besides Wheeler, though, in Eastern Europe, we also have crews in Boston, where Game 1 will be played. We're talking to Dallas fans who are supporting the team from the East Coast tonight. And let's start there in Boston this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Lead sports anchor Joe Trahan and Teresa Woodard, both in Paul Revere Park in Boston. What's the energy like there this afternoon, guys?
Hey, Jason, thanks so much. Listen, it's big energy to get ready for these finals. And listen, there is nothing like game day, especially when it's Game 1 of the NBA Finals, you guys. So we're thrilled to be here in Boston. In fact, we're just a stone's throw from TD Garden, where they'll play Game 1 tonight. In fact, if you look, it's just over the shoulder. It's right back over there.
Also over our shoulder is the Charles River. This is a beautiful, historic city, but not so beautiful that the Mavs can't do a little bit of damage tonight and in the nights to come. Just to sort of set the stage so you know where we are, where we're going to be broadcasting from live for the next few hours and the next few nights as well. This is near Bunker Hill, which is, of course, the site of a Revolutionary War battle. It's near Warren Tavern, which is the oldest tavern in Boston, where Paul Revere used to tip back a few. I went there this afternoon and had some clam chowder.
Yeah, you gotta have the chowder. You gotta have a lobster roll when you're here. It's just what you do when you're here in Boston. You also have to hear from Boston sports fans, because listen, it's steeped in American history, this city is, but the sports history is rich as well when you think about the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Patriots and the Celtics. I've got some friends from Boston who live there in Dallas, and as I tell them all the time, Boston sports fans are absolutely spoiled.
Totally.
So let's take a look inside the TD Garden now. We'll give you a look at what the Mavericks will see when they walk in, and yeah, you can't help but get around it. 17 championship banners hanging from the rafters there. That's tied for the most in NBA history with the Lakers. And you think about great names like Bill Russell, Red Auerbach, and Larry Bird, just to name a few. But Teresa, those banners do not play defense, and Larry Bird is not walking through that door, thankfully. So those Mavericks absolutely have a shot to get this championship win.
Yeah, that is the past. We're talking about the present. But you know, the chase for the 18th banner became something that they were really interested in a couple of years ago. In fact, the Celtics were wearing t-shirts that said Banner 18 to start a couple of seasons ago. It still hasn't happened, and the Mavs aren't going to let it happen this time.
Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure that goes along with trying to get that 18. So the Mavericks steal one in Game 1 or 2 and put all that pressure on the Celtics.
Absolutely. So we are far from the only WFAA crew that has made the trip to Boston. In fact, WFAA's Jobin Puttiker has made the trip with us. I know that Mavs fans over at the TD Garden are certainly outnumbered, but they are wearing their blue with pride. Right, Jobin?
Absolutely. It is so hard. We've been checking for hours. It's so hard to find someone wearing blue, but every now and then in this sea of green, you will find someone wearing blue. It's a needle in a haystack, but guess what? There is still time before that tip-off. You can feel the energy out here. We are in historic Boston, spent the day just outside TD Garden. Everybody is ready for this series to start, and it features two of the best sports cities and fan bases in the country. And we saw a lot of Celtic pride here, obviously. A lot of green, a lot of shamrock. It can be dizzying. And then the Mavs fans started to show up, and they came in their blue. Some just got off their planes straight here to TD Garden. Now, between both sides, we heard some chants, some taunts, some jabs. It's all fun. Now, Mavs fans may be outnumbered here, but they said they are going to make their presence known.
The energy, even just seeing Celtics people walking around, like you can tell, it's just everyone's so hyped for the game tonight.
Yeah, I know exactly where I am. I was very intentional with where I wanted to be today, right here.
Right here is where Game 1 starts. We talked to a lot of fans, and we talked to a lot of people visiting Boston for the first time. Vast majority of them are rooting for Dallas. That's what we want.